Hi everyone. Earlier this year I did the Santiago de Compostela in Spain, and I thought I'd show you what I packed for that trip. I only carried about 7.5 kilograms, which for me was perfect. My body weight's about 90 kilos, so I guess it's something like 8% of my body weight, somewhere around that mark, which worked out quite well. A little bit sore for the first few days, but then after that I didn't really notice the weight so much. I walked from southern France for 31 days to the town of Santiago de Compostela in northern Spain, and then from there I walked a further 4 days to the coast of Spain, over in the west there, to a town called Murcia, and then finally to Finisterre. Okay, also I just thought I'd let you know that I actually went to Europe. I live in Australia. I went to Europe for just over 3 months. And the only thing I took was the stuff I took on the Camino, so it was only carry-on luggage. And so yeah, I walked for just over a month for the Camino, and I travelled around Europe for 2 months, and yeah, I'll show you pretty much everything I took over. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first of all, my backpack. It's a Kathmandu pack. It's 38 litres. It's just one open compartment. If you can see, hopefully you can see that. A little mesh thing here for toiletries and that. A side pocket for water bottle. And the other thing is they've just got down the back here, they've got a zip where you can put your laptop, or I've got an iPad, so I'll put that in there. So that's the first thing. Good quality. Yeah, as I said, this is carry-on luggage, so perfect. It's probably one of the biggest things you can take for carry-on luggage, so it worked out perfect for me. That's the first thing. Secondly, just some underwear. So I actually took 4 pairs of pretty much everything. So 4 pair of underwear. Took 4 pair of socks. There's one more here. A pair of boxer shorts for the evening in the dormitories. 4 t-shirts. As I said, I had 4 pair of everything, so actually in my bag I carried 3 pair and wore the rest each day. So I didn't actually wear what I'm wearing today, but all these clothes here I wore. So you've got all those so far. Next I had 2 pair of lightweight shorts, very, very comfortable, good zips, good quality, Kathmandu again. I probably could have got by with 1. We had good weather. If we had bad weather, it may have been different, but probably good to take 2 pairs of shorts like that. The other thing I took and I wore quite a bit, were like cargo pants. Very lightweight, walking, dry quickly. This is a North Face rip-off that I took. But yeah, very light, very good. I actually took a belt for those lightweight shorts. I needed the belt, and especially as I lost a little bit of weight, they got looser and looser. So the other thing, the fleece. So I took this fleece, which I've had for a long time. I guess it's not super warm. It's not really that cold order. It's quite good. I run pretty hot, so I don't get too cold usually. So this was enough for me. And we had a few really cold mornings, and on that stage I was lucky. I actually brought over with me a thermal top. So I put this on when it was really cold in the morning, but once you start walking, once the sun's out, I think after about an hour it was straight off into a t-shirt. One other thing is a towel. So I had this really small towel that I took. So that did the job. It's very light, very small, as you can see. And I would dry it out. I'd wear it on my head as a sort of a hat in the morning, and dry the towel out, and then put it back in the bag. A hat. So I've got this really floppy, soft hat that I actually bought in, I think I bought it in Laos. It's a Colombia rip-off. As I said, very lightweight. It's got a very big brim on it, so it really protects you from the sun. Yeah, fantastic. Folds up, straight in the bag. Just simple band-aids, stuff like that, Elastoplast. Usually on the Camino you can buy a lot of the stuff anyway. I actually saw vending machines with medical products in along the way as well. So don't worry too much, just take a few band-aids. The other thing I actually bought along the way, which was very handy, especially for my toes, for the blisters, was I bought a little tube of Vaseline. So this was also fantastic. I had a little bit of chafing for a little while, so I just put some of this on as well, and you know, very quickly it goes away. Plastic, this definitely is a must. Just a little bit of Vaseline. You'll use it a lot. Sunscreen. So yeah, just got this pretty big tube, but you can just bring whatever. Very handy because we actually had really good weather. So it was quite warm in the afternoon. We went over in springtime, but we had good weather. So in the afternoon, it probably low 20s, but you're walking out in the heat. And the other thing I need, because I'm from Australia, I'm going to Europe, sort of a multi-purpose adapter, so multi-plug. You can change it for different countries. Definitely a must if you're coming from a place where you have different adapters. The other thing I bought before I left Australia was these little tubes. They're very, very cheap. Little plastic bottles. You've got a little clip here, so the little pump doesn't work while it's in your bag. So what I'd do, I'd buy some shampoo, so I could carry it on the plane to go over there with the restrictions. And once over in Spain, I bought another shampoo. And yeah, when I got to the end, I just put it in here. So just a little toothpaste and toothbrush. I have a sleeping sheet, so I slept in this almost every night. Usually at the hostels or albergues, usually have like a top sheet, a bottom sheet. That's pretty much it. So yeah, just to protect you a little bit as well and a little bit more comfort. A lot of times I did sleep in this sheet. The other time it was a little bit colder, it probably helped out. I didn't actually have a sleeping bag. A lot of people took a sleeping bag, but I found a lot of places I could get a blanket, and if I didn't, it was probably warm enough inside to sleep. I was probably cold only 2 or 3 nights I was cold, so I slept in here with a lot of my clothing on, but that only happened a couple of nights out of 35. So, but definitely a sleeping sheet. This is like a satin one. It was like a rain cover, like a poncho. I bought this in Europe, just in France, just before I started the Camino, and it cost me, I think it was about €6, so you know, probably about $7, $8 US. It actually fits over. It's quite comfortable. Protects you from the rain, the wind, obviously, and it actually fits over my backpack. So it was really handy. I didn't have to get another cover for this one either. So it does fit over. Because I'm quite big, quite tall, it did ride up sort of fairly high. It wasn't down below my knees, but probably just above my knees, the length. So probably my feet got a little bit wet, but definitely another, as I said, another must. Yeah, one of those raincoat sort of poncho style that fits over your backpack. Saying that, actually, when I do travel, I always carry a backpack cover. So this is an old one I had. It's a little bit too big for this, but still in pretty good nick. So I took this, and it's actually very handy on the Camino as a secondary precaution. So it's raining lightly, I don't need to bring out the poncho, I can just have this over my bag. And I actually forgot about it and actually used it over my bag for the whole Camino, which was fine. Yeah. The other thing is when you're carrying the stuff around in buses and that, it protects your bag, so it stays pretty new. Let's put that down to the side. And footwear. Okay, first of all, runners. So I didn't go out and buy expensive shoes or anything, boots. I just got a pair of runners, probably about $80 US. They're a little bit small for me. I wasn't sure if I'd do the job. After about 3 days, I had pretty bad blisters with these. So I did change over. I had these old sandals in my bag. A friend had given me them before I left Australia, so I tried them on, put some socks on with them, European style, and yeah, they were pretty comfortable. They did the job, so I ended up wearing these probably 80% of the Camino. So they must have been good quality. So I do recommend a pair of runners and a pair of good walking sandals, probably better even sports sandals. But yeah, highly recommended. I don't like walking boots too much, so the sandals and the runners were fine with me. And the only other thing is technology. So I actually brought my iPad because I was travelling in Europe for 3 months. Otherwise, if I was just doing the Camino, I probably wouldn't have brought it. Obviously charger, connecting cable, headphones, and also my iPhone. And I'm pretty sure that's it. So yeah, this is all carry-on luggage. It fits in the plane, no problems. Probably came out to, even with my iPad, actually took another day pack just for traveling around Europe later on. So I'll put this in my bag as well, everything fit in. So all up I was about 7.5 kilos. So without my day pack and without my iPad, I would imagine I probably would have been around 6.5 kilograms, which would have been perfect, which would have been fantastic. But even with those things, it was fine. 7.5 was fine. Bit sore for the first couple of days, and then after that, I felt really, really good and really strong. So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. I'll actually, in the comments, I'll write a list of all the items I packed, just to give you an idea. And if you have any questions, just shoot me some questions. I'll try to answer them if I can. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and looking forward to making more videos. All right, bye for now. See ya.